Hello there, boys and girls, Lucky here and welcome back to another CSGO video. Today with an early AWP picks video right here on DE Train. Once again, this is basically like an entry frag tutorial for AWPing, and I'd say let's get right into it. So the first and most important thing with these AWP pick videos is having a good spawn. You always want to get the best spawn in order to get to the places extremely fast. So now let's talk about one of our 3 points of interest. The first one would be Ivy. So of course we're always first getting our knives out because we're the fastest with that. So what you want to do when you're peeking Ivy is basically do not move more than to about right here. If you're staying right here, because Ivy has this issue, if both T's and CT's are pushing, they'll meet about right here where the bullet holes are. Which means you get kind of this weird no-scope angle, and it's more about luck, and it's not really a good idea to push up that far, especially if you're solo with an AWP, or especially if you're trying to get a pick with an AWP. So what you want to do instead is just hold your distance and try to pick them off from afar, because usually if they decide to push, it's very often a pistol rush, and if you're just staying back right here and firing a couple of shots, it's a lot easier to kill them. Another thing that you can do as well is just jump onto this brown train right here and use this as additional cover, because it's very unlikely that they'll just kind of peek you right here. To start with, you can also crouch down and just fire, and it's just a lot safer, so try this angle every once in a while. Let's talk about mid now. So once again, we're just running the same way, and what we're doing then is a couple of things that you can do. Usually you want to kind of try to get a guy who's going from baseline behind the blue train to get a pick on you right here. You'll always be here before the other guy is. So make sure to just post up right here and hold this passive angle. That's the only angle you want to pick as an AWP right here on the E train as a terrorist. Of course, there's another wallbang that you can do, is if you're kind of using the O right here and going down to about the, I don't know, almost down of the train where the last brick is, you can kind of do this wallbang right here, if we follow it. If a guy's crouching right here, this is very effective. So if you're interested in these kind of wallbangs, let me know in the comment section down below, and I don't know, I might do a complete wallbang tutorial for all active duty maps with AWP. But now, let's talk about the B side and what you want to do there. So once again, you're just rushing right here. You never want to drop down into pop dog because they're like Max 7s and P90s. And if you're dropping down with the AWP, you're already at a disadvantage because you have to scope in and stuff like that. So you might want to peek like this, maybe, but that's about it. You don't want to do any more. Now, if CTs decide to push right here up to B, you're kind of in a bad spot once again, so it's really hard to actually do lots of stuff for the Ts right here. You could hold this angle and you'll always be first if they're trying to push up and you can catch them like this. But of course, usually you want to kind of push down, so holding this angle can be beneficial, because if they are pushing, you're kind of meeting almost at the same time. You're a little slower as a T, so you gotta play it defensively, or you gotta play it safe. So if you see like guys pushing up with a smoke right here, just stay up there and hold the angle and try to kill them. If you know nobody's coming, some people like to kind of try to get a pick right here, but once again, you'll be here way later than the guy on CG right there, so that's another thing that I would not recommend. Of course, if you're using kind of flash grenades to get yourself out right here, you can see it's kind of popping right here. Gotta throw it a little higher, but that kind of works, but still, it's not a pick that you want to do. So once again, there's not much that you can actually do as a terrorist on the T side right here. So let's talk about the CT side now. So we're back on the CT side, and first of all, usually you'll always need the best spawn. However, if you for example got this spawn and you want to go towards B right here, kind of just go this way, and then go up the ramp and onto coils right there, you'll still be faster if you want to pick off the guy who's pushing right here, even if you got the worst spawn and got stuck or something like that. So just holding this angle with an AWP is usually a very safe thing to do. Now let's talk about the actual early picks that really kind of matter, because, well, that's what you want to do. So first of all, let's talk about the other B pick that I said before, if you want to push B ramp right here. As I said it earlier, once again, if you push up like this right here, you're kind of meeting right here at about the same time. The T's will be probably around here, and you just probably get about right here. With an AWP, of course, you might get a pick like this, fire, and then fall back down. However, it's very risky and also very unlikely, and even if you manage to do so and just fire right here and go down again, they're most likely going to chase you, get behind this wall, and start to fire you while you're trying to escape. So this is another thing that I would not recommend to do. If you, however, decide to, I don't know, play it from back right here, or back like to the gray train or green train, whatever this is, and just hold an angle like this where you're kind of safe and kind of fall back down and stuff. That's a lot better to do, but there's no real early pick for B side. It's just kind of holding passive angles. Now, if you decide to go into mid, the most or the best thing that you can do is kind of just post up like right here and kind of peek into T main right here. Usually, or best said, many times, you'll be always here first. I think it takes you about 7 seconds and T's need about 9 seconds to get there. So even if you mess up a little bit by jumping up onto the coils right there, back there, you're still gonna be here first. So that's a good thing to know. Of course, you can kind of switch up the angle a little bit if you want to escape the wallbang I showed you earlier. Now let's talk about Ivy. Once again, if we got the best spawn and we just want to run towards Ivy, there are a couple of things that we can do. First of all, as I said before, the thing that you do not want to do as a CT is kind of move up like towards this spot behind green train, try to get a pick into team main, because the guy right here will be there before you are. However, a pick that you can do is usually just hold this angle and wait for pushes. You'll be... I think it takes you about 7 seconds, and the T's need about 13 if they decide to completely push. Of course, if you decide to push right here, it also takes you about 12 to 13 seconds. So, just holding this angle will save you lots of time. Just get a quick shot in, and then retreat to baseline and kind of repeat the same thing. And then once again hold this angle, and just play the angles and fall back and fall back. So this was my kind of early AWP picks video for Train. I hope it was helpful for you guys. And once again, I hope you enjoyed the video, and luckySkillFaker out.